us have struggled to get our middle school students to write poetry. It's like pulling teeth. But I have a novel that will change your students' opinion of poetry for good. Let me introduce you to Love That Dog. Love That Dog by Sharon Creech is a free verse novel about a boy named Jack who initially does not like to write poetry. He tells his story in a series of diary entries. As the novel progresses, Jack finds his inner confidence and writing voice, and by the end of the story, he's a prolific writer. Love That Dog is based off of the poem Love That Boy. The author, Sharon Creech, drew inspiration from this poem. Love That Dog received raving reviews and was nominated for the Carnegie Award, the medal, as well as being commended at the 2002 Children's Book Awards. It also made an appearance on the New York Times bestsellers list. From the perspective of the teacher, Love That Dog is excellent for teaching onomatopoeia, similes, and creative writing where the student repeats a word for emphasis or changing the font size to match the writing. Let me show you an example of that found in our novel. Jack is referencing where he lives. He says, "My street is a thin one with houses on both sides, and my house is the white one with the red door." And if you could see, the word thin is written in thin letters. There's several other examples of this found throughout the story. Love That Dog is also excellent for exposing your students to fantastic writers such as Robert Frost, William Blake, and Walter Dean Myers. Love That Dog also includes 15 literature circle questions and 3 activities. From the perspective of the student, Love That Dog is believable. Many students, like Jack, are able to relate to being challenged with writing poetry initially. Love That Dog is also easy to follow with the free verse poetry, as well as interesting due to the diary entries. And I'm going to read you one of Jack's diary's entries, dated from February 21st, where he references a shape poem. He says, "That was so great, those poems you showed us, where the words make the shape of the thing that the poem is about. Like the one about an apple that was shaped like an apple, and the one about the house that was shaped like a house. My brain was pop, pop, popping when I was looking at those poems. I never knew a poet person could do that funny kind of thing." There's also another example of the onomatopoeia that I referenced. And here's the shape poem that he was talking about. This is The Apple by S.C. Rigg. It says, "Stem, apple, yum, juicy, crunchy, red, yellow, green, delicious, yum, delicious, apple, red, yellow, green, crunchy, juicy, apple." Love That Dog is a book that both teachers and students will love. I encourage you to read it and share it with your students. You will not be disappointed.